Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a glowy makeup tutorial using all drugstore and affordable products. I told myself I wasn't going to download TikTok during this lockdown, but you know, just like everybody else, it got me. Follow me on TikTok if you guys have TikTok. If you guys want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. We are well into week 3 of shelter at home, and you know, eyelash extensions are holding on for dear life. And all the makeup that I used is drugstore and affordable, but my brushes are not. Most of my brushes are Morphe, so those are affordable, but they're not from the drugstore. I just want to point that out. So we're going to start off with a foundation, and I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock. For my foundation, I'm actually going to mix the two. They're both L'Oreal Infallible products. This one comes with a pump, and I am in the shade, it doesn't have the shade. I'm going to mix the 24-Hour Fresh Wear and the Pro Matte. Actually, before I do that, we're gonna go for a glowy, neutral, drugstore, affordable look today. To achieve that, we're going to use this e.l.f. liquid highlighter. We're gonna put some on the back of my hand and apply that on the cheekbone, a little bit on the forehead, light. Now we're gonna go in with foundation and mix two L'Oreal Infallible foundations, the Fresh Wear and the Pro Matte. Concealer, I just realized that all the products that I'm using are from the L'Oreal Infallible line. This is their Full Wear Concealer in the shade Cashmere. Just buffing this on with a fluffy brush. And for powder, we're going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. Okay, so for brows, I actually was going through my collection and I don't have any brow products from the drugstore. So what I'm going to use is the eyeshadow palette that I'm using for my eyeshadows. I'm just going to go in with a neutral brown shade, which will be, which would be this one here. I think my brows are a little bit warm, but that's okay. I'm going to use a little bit of the L'Oreal concealer to clean it up, and also use it as my eyeshadow primer since I don't have a drugstore eyeshadow primer. As I was going through my makeup collection, grabbing all the drugstore affordable items that I have found I actually don't have that many drugstore eyeshadow palettes. I have eyeshadows from Morphe and ColourPop, but that's not technically drugstore. I know that's affordable, but I really wanted to do my eyeshadow with things that you could go to Target or CVS for. So one of my favorite palettes, of course, is the Milani's Most Loved Mattes palette. So I'm using this as my main shadows. And since we're going to do a glowy kind of look, I am going to use some highlighters as my lid shade. So we're gonna go in with the crease colors first. And I'm just gonna go in with something that we're gonna put into the crease to make everything blend a little bit easier and make the transitions of all your shadows kind of seamless. So we're going to go in with skin tone shade. We'll probably just go in with this shade right here and use a fluffy brush and blend that into your crease. You're going to use little circular motions back and forth. Just really make sure and take your time on this to make sure that it's blended. Next, we're going to go in with a little bit of a darker shade. So we're going to use the shade that we actually used on my brows. And we're going to focus the darkest shade using a fluffy brush just on the outer corner, like an outer V, if you will. And lightly buff and blend upwards. And you can go as dark or as light as you want, just depending on what kind of look you're going for. But now I'm just gonna go with a little bit lighter. I'm gonna mix these two shades here, something a little bit lighter than the first shade we went in, and buff out the edges of your crease color. And really just go back and forth with blending the edges of, anytime you put a shadow on, you just want to blend it out just to make sure that everything is seamless. Next, we're going to do a lid shade. And like I said before, this was the only like drugstore shadow palette that I had. So we're going to go in with this Milani Stellar Lights highlighting palette. Blinding, I know. I'm going to use the middle shade since it's more of like a golden shimmer shade on a flat brush, and just apply that to my lid. Do the same to the other lid. And again, just take a fluffy brush and blend out the edge of the shadow you just put on so there's no harsh edges. I'm gonna add the lightest shade to my inner corner. Since we're doing so much shimmer here, we're gonna do a matte highlight. Just going into my palette again, we're gonna take the lightest matte shade. Place it under the brow. We're gonna do a little bit to smoke out underneath. And I'm gonna, again, use my favorite shade apparently from this palette, the dark brown one, on a pencil brush and just apply it right underneath your lower lash line. Take a fluffy brush and blend that out. We're getting somewhere. This is wild because I haven't put on makeup in like 3 weeks, so I feel like a brand new woman. Okay, so on to bronzing and contour. I luckily had this NYX contour palette. So we're probably gonna use these two shades. The first one is a warmer shade, and then the second one to contour. For the highlight, I'm actually just going to use the same Milani shade I used for my lid to tie everything together. Applying that to the cheekbones, the nails, and then we're going for a glowy look today. Normally I'm oily AF, so I try to stay matte as much as I can. But tip of the nose, a little bit on the chin, and above the eyebrow arch. Oh my god, I forgot about the cheeks. Milani's Luminoso Coral Blush. I'm gonna line my lips with the NYX lip liner in Nude Beige. Extreme Shine Lip Cream from NYX in the color Skin Tone. That is it for my drugstore glowy makeup tutorial. Sorry if the lighting is a little bit different from before. My light completely just turned off and it won't turn back on, so I had to use a different one. I hope you guys are all staying safe out there. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for future uploads. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys! With the once we have, and that is it. The lighting changed. Did the lighting change in here? I've been hit the notification. Oh, the lighting just turned off.